Hi, I'm Gabriel and this is Learning English Path. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach you all 12 of the English language tenses in a Christmas edition. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or Happy New Year, whatever it is you're celebrating this week. I hope you're healthy and I hope you're doing well. So just before I teach you all 12 of what we usually say are the 12 English language tenses, I do want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel because it has a lot of great content already. And in the next year, I'm going to be making more than 150 new English language lessons on this YouTube channel. So you want to be here for that. So subscribe to the channel and give this video a like if you learned something and leave a comment. I'd love to know how you use some of these tenses as well. All right. So I just want to also say that these tenses can all be found in my Masterclass series, right? I've got the beginner, intermediate, and advanced level Masterclasses, and I'm going to leave links to them in the description where you can get all of them for cheaper prices. All right. If you get them with me, you'll always get them on a better price than with anyone else. All right. So let's get started. What's this? Do you know? A lot of people know what a Christmas present is, but one of the most special memories that I have of Christmas when I was growing up as a child was about the Christmas stocking. The stocking. So what is a Christmas stocking? Well, it looks like a big sock, right? And what we do is we hang it up on the wall or on a fireplace if you have a fireplace, right? And it's the first thing that we open when we wake up on Christmas morning. Before we open any Christmas presents, we open the stocking. And that's how we always said it. That's the verb. We open the stocking, right? Even though we're just looking in here and taking something out, right? But we say we open the Christmas stocking, all right? So we're going to use this today to explain all of the 12 English language tenses, all right? So first of all, we're not going to start with the easiest. We're going to start with the future simple tense. All right? So the first sentence is, I will open the stocking. That's future simple. I will open the stocking. There are a couple of ways to use the future simple. One of them is using going to, right? I am going to do something. But this is about a plan that you have made already. And, or it could be something you're predicting, right? You're making a prediction that something is going to happen. Now, in this lesson, we're using future simple will, okay? Just to make it easier. So, the future simple will is used to announce something that one has just decided to do in the future. So, if you just get an idea, right? It's not a plan. It's that you just thought to yourself, I will open the stocking. All right, so that's what it is. So here you can see I will open the stocking in 5 minutes. And the negative here, we have, for each of these tenses, I'll show you the positive form, the negative form, and the question form. So if it's a negative, you would say, I won't open the stocking. And if it's a question, will you open the stocking? Right? So that's easy enough. And you can see here we have the structures too. So for the positive one, it's subject plus will plus the base verb. And then the rest of the sentence, right? So what is a base verb? Base verb is without an ing and also without the word to in front of it, right? If you have an infinitive, then you would say to open, but we don't say I will to open, right? It's just the base verb, right? We call that the bare infinitive, not the to infinitive. So I will open the stocking, right? And then you have the negative form, which is the subject, I, in this case. The subject, by the way, is any person or noun at all that comes at the beginning of the sentence. This is what you're talking about, right? This is the focus. The subject is the focus. So here it's, I won't open the stocking, subject plus will not plus base verb. And will not here is contracted to won't. And then the question form is will plus subject plus base verb. Will you open? Right? And then it's extended. Will you open the stocking? And you can see here that this tense is covered in much greater detail in both the beginner and intermediate masterclasses, which are in the description. And for all of these tenses, there will be a little line at the bottom that tells you which masterclass is relevant for the tense. All right?
In 1 minute, I will be opening the stocking. That's the future continuous.
The future continuous will is used to talk about an action or state with duration that is expected to occur in the future. So duration, what does that mean? That means that it happens for some time. It's not just over in 1 second, like, boop, okay, I did it. No. Something that takes some time to do. So the sentence is, in 1 minute, I will be opening the stocking. So I don't open the stocking in just 1 second. I take a little bit of time to open the stocking, and that is what I will be doing at 12:05. You can see the red line there. That's the time that it will take me to open the stocking, right? So let's go over some of the structures. I will be opening the stocking. That is subject plus will be plus continuous verb, right? So now it's will be. We have to have the be before the ing verb, okay? And then in the negative, I won't be opening the stocking is subject plus will not be. So the negative comes in between the will and the be, okay? So that way you can contract the will not to won't, right? You don't say will be not, you say will not be. So I won't be opening, blah, blah, blah. And then the question is, will you be opening the stocking? So it's will plus subject plus be plus continuous verb.
In 2 minutes, I will have opened the stocking.
The future perfect simple is used to talk about an action that is expected to be complete at a certain time in the future. So, in 2 minutes, I will have opened the stocking. Because now it's 12:04, I am opening the stocking at 12:05 for about 1 minute. It'll take me about 1 minute or maybe 1.5 minutes. But at 12:06, I will have opened, right? I will have finished this task of opening the stocking. So at 12:06, I will have opened the stocking. And the structures, I will have opened the stocking is subject plus will have. And then plus past participle. Okay, it's not just the base verb. It's not an ing, continuous verb. It's the past participle. Now, what is a past participle? If you've ever learned something like eat, ate, eaten, or do, did, done, right? That's what it is. It's the last one. It's not the past tense verb. It's the perfect. It's the one used in all the perfect tenses, right? So we'll see more of this past participle through the later tenses. I won't have opened the stocking. Subject plus will not have past participle. So again, we have the negative in between two words. It's between the will and the have. I will not have opened. And then the last one, the question, will you have opened the stocking? It's will plus subject plus have plus past participle, which here is opened. And this is only in the advanced masterclass. Okay, what is in here? What is in here? Okay, so we have... Ooh! This is called a candy cane. A candy cane. What else have we got in here? Okay, we also have a little Christmas present. I wonder what that could be. Okay, I will put it down to the... I will open it later. And I know there's something else in here. Okay. Yes. Okay, I have a pen. Also, there's a pen. And what else? What's the last thing in here? There's one more. Okay. Oh, it's a banana. So, it's very common for the parents or for Santa to put fruit in the Christmas stockings, all right? Now, usually it's oranges, but I don't have any oranges right now. I've eaten them all already, but I do have a banana. But I've put a banana in my stocking for 9 years in a row. So, next year, I will have been putting bananas in the stocking for 10 years. I will have been putting bananas in my stockings for 10 years next year. The future perfect continuous is used to talk about the duration of something that is expected to be happening at a certain point in the future. So, this is probably the most advanced grammar point out of all the tenses. Next year, I will have been putting bananas in my stocking for 10 years. So, right now, it's 2018, and I have been putting bananas in my stockings for 9 years. But next year, I will have been putting bananas in my stocking for 10 years because I started in 2009. Okay, so I'm looking ahead to the future and talking about the past from the perspective of a point in the future and something that will still be happening, right? So let's look at the structures. I will have been putting bananas in my stocking is subject plus will have been plus continuous verb. Okay, there's no past participle continuous. All right, we don't need that many verbs. All right, that many verb forms. We just want the continuous verb. And we know it's future perfect continuous because we have the will have been. And then negative is I will not have been putting bananas in my stocking. Again, the not comes in between the will and the have. All right? So the been is just extra. So it's will not have been. And the question is will plus subject plus have been plus continuous verb. So will you have been putting bananas in your stocking? If you can get this grammar right, then the ones that I'm going to be talking about next will be very simple.
I eat bananas. That's the present simple tense. I like bananas and I eat bananas.
So the present simple is one that sounds very easy, right? But you can't get it confused with talking about something that is happening now, okay? That's the next tense. So this is used to talk about habits or routines, right? General truths, unchanging situations, and fixed arrangements. So I eat bananas, or I like bananas, right? You can see here that there's no arrow and there's no red line. It's just something that is true, has been true for a long time, and will be true in the future. It's just something that hasn't changed in a while, right? It's just a fact. It's a fact. And the structure is very simple. I eat bananas, just subject plus base verb. And then you can add the object if the verb is transitive, right? But it could be something like listen, for example. And you could just say, I listen. Or you could say, you could just say, I eat, right? I eat. So I don't eat bananas. This is subject plus the auxiliary verb like do or be plus not plus base verb. So it could be because you could say, right, I am not a banana. So you do need to be aware that this do, or it could be do or don't, or am not or isn't, right? Depending on the sentence. And then, do you eat bananas is the question. So auxiliary verb, again, plus subject, plus the base verb. And this is only covered in the beginner masterclass.
I am eating a banana. Present continuous tense.
The present continuous is used to talk about usually an action that is happening now. It could also be current trends, right? Or it could be future plans even. So let's go through some of that. So it can be I am eating the banana. That is an action that is happening now, right? And it started in the past and it will finish in the future. An action happening now. It can also be current trends. So you could say, these days, many people
are visiting China, right? Or these days, many people are using Facebook. Okay? So it's something that is happening on a normal basis. Or it could be C, future plans. And that is to talk about something maybe you will do later on. You could say, I'm going to the supermarket later. That is the present continuous tense, and it's talking about a future plan, right? Or you could say, I'm eating the banana tonight, or I'm eating dinner tonight at 7 o'clock. That is the present continuous to talk about the future. All right, so let's look at the structures. I am eating the banana. That's subject plus the be verb and plus the continuous verb. So it would be I am, or she is, or they are, right? Eating. I am eating. I am eating the banana. The negative is I'm not eating the banana. Subject plus be verb plus not plus continuous verb. And then finally we have the question, are you eating the banana? That's the auxiliary verb plus the subject plus the continuous verb.
I have eaten the banana. Present perfect simple.
The present perfect simple is used to talk about either an action in the past that has a result now, or a period of time that continues until now. So this is a tricky one to understand sometimes, right? So I have eaten the banana. That's something that happened in the past, but you're talking about really the result, right? The result now is that the banana is gone. So I have eaten the banana. If you're talking about traveling, you might say, I have been to the USA. And the result is that you have done that, but we don't know when, right? It's not something that tells us when, but it does tell us the result that you have been to the USA. And a period of time that continues until now, you can say, I have lived in India for 2 years, for example, right? So you have to say the period of time afterwards, right? At the end of the clause. So maybe it's, I have studied English for a long time, right? Okay, and the structures. I have eaten the banana. This is subject plus have plus past participle. The negative is I have not eaten the banana. Subject plus have not plus past participle. And then the question, have you eaten the banana, is have plus subject plus past participle.
I have been eating bananas for 30 years. Present perfect continuous.
The present perfect continuous is used to talk about either an action that has recently stopped or an action that started in the past and continues until now, or an action that has been repeated several times. So, I have been eating bananas for 30 years. Now, you could say that that means, wow, you haven't stopped. You haven't stopped eating bananas for 30 years. That's all you've been doing for 30 years. But that makes sense grammatically, but not realistically. So you can interpret that to mean that this has happened many times in the last 30 years, that I have been eating bananas for 30 years, that means that several times I've eaten bananas in this period of time, right? And it could also be, let's say that the answer or the time was only 10 minutes. If I said I have been eating bananas for 10 minutes, that could mean that I haven't stopped and I'm still eating them. Or it could mean that I just finished. We don't know. With this tense, we don't really know unless we state it in the sentence whether the action has finished or not. It could be that it's just finished, or it could be that it's still happening. So the structure here, right, is subject plus have been plus continuous verb. I have been eating. The negative, I have not been eating bananas, is subject plus have not been plus continuous verb. And have you been eating bananas is the question. Have plus subject plus been plus continuous verb.
I opened my stocking and I ate the banana. Past simple tense.
The past simple tense is used to talk about an action that was completed in the past, right? So, very simple. I ate the banana. At 12:05, I ate the banana. Now it's 12:15, but at 12:05, I ate the banana. So the structures they are subject plus past verb, and then plus any object, right? So I ate. Ate is the irregular verb, the irregular past tense verb of eat. Remember, regular verbs end in ed. But if you have a past tense verb that does not end in ed, then that is irregular. The negative form is I didn't eat the banana. That is subject plus the auxiliary verb plus not plus the past tense verb. Right? I didn't eat, or I did not eat. And the question is, did you eat the banana? The auxiliary verb plus the subject plus the base verb. Note that we do not use the past tense verb here. We do not say, did you eat? And why not? Well, because the auxiliary verb is the first verb that is used. And when we're talking in the past tense, it's always the first verb in the sentence that is in the past tense. We do not have two past tense verbs together. The first verb is the past tense to let the person know that we're talking about the past. But then we go back to base verbs, right? So it would be, did you eat?
I was eating the banana. Past continuous tense.
The past continuous tense is used to talk about an action with duration. All right, there's that word duration again that was happening at a point in the past. So I was eating the banana. At 12:05, at exactly 12:05, I was eating the banana. I had already started, but I hadn't finished yet. I wasn't finished. So, the structures. I was eating the banana is subject plus was or were plus continuous verb. So, it's always going to be either was or were. So, if you're talking about a collective subject, such as we or they, would say they were eating bananas, right? Or we were drinking banana juice. So now the negative, I wasn't eating the banana, is subject plus was or were plus not plus continuous verb. And then the question, were you eating the banana, is was or were plus the subject plus the continuous verb. And if you want to get this one down a little deeper than this is focused on in the intermediate masterclass.
Oh, look, here I had already eaten the banana.
The past perfect simple is used to talk about an action that was already complete at a certain time in the past. So, I had already eaten the banana at 12:10. Because I was eating the banana at 12:05, remember? I finished eating the banana at about, I guess, before 12:06, I finished eating the banana. So, at 12:10, I had eaten the banana. Now, 12:10 was in the past as well. Don't forget that. 12:10 is still the past to me now at 12:15, but I had already eaten the banana even then. So the structures: subject plus had plus past participle. I had eaten. The negative is I hadn't eaten the banana. Subject plus had not plus past participle. And then the question form is had you eaten the banana? It's had plus subject plus past participle. And this is looked at more carefully in the advanced masterclass.
When I moved to China, I had already been eating bananas for 25 years.
The past perfect continuous is used for a couple of reasons. It's used to talk about an action that had already started at a particular point in the past, but was not yet complete, or an action in the past that had just been completed at a certain time in the past. So, when I moved to China, I had already been eating bananas for 25 years. So I moved to China back in 2012, and at that time, I had already been eating bananas for 25 years. So, if I stopped, I didn't stop eating bananas when I came to China, but if I had stopped eating bananas when I moved to China, I can still use this sentence because that would be something that had just been completed. I just wouldn't say already. I would say I had been eating bananas for 25 years. And that would be the correct way to say it. So the structures: subject plus had been plus continuous verb. I had been eating bananas. I hadn't been eating bananas is subject plus had not been. So the not comes between the had and been, and then continuous verb. Had you been eating bananas? The question is had, subject, been, continuous verb. So remember, if you want to come back to this for a reminder, you can always come back to this video and have a look at all these tenses again. I encourage you to do that. Or if you want to look more deeply at the ones you don't know, then check out the courses that they're on. This one is in the advanced masterclass.
Okay, those are the 12 main tenses in the English language. I hope you enjoyed this video. So please do subscribe. And if you want to check out some of the courses that have the really detailed information about all of these tenses, if you really want to go deep with them, then check out the right course for you in the description. And join me next time, maybe to open another stocking.